All right, folks, we are back with one of our favorite people in town, body language expert Jan Hargrave.
And this time we are talking about the coaches. Okay, Jan, let's start with Atlanta Falcons coach Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn. You know, all of his body language says he's a really big socializer, he's charismatic, and he's an encourager of his team. He wants his team to socialize even when they're not on the field. He likes them to go out, and they say that he is they describe him as the world's coolest coach. Because even when there was information about Tupac, he tweets about Tupac every now and then. So he's just real cool. He's laid back. He's easygoing. His hands on his hips, though, that's a big gesture of readiness. Seeing that picture there?
Well, hopefully in a game he's ready.
He's ready. But, you know, from their body language, even on the sidelines, he stands like this, and then, I don't know if we're going to talk about Bill Belichick, but Bill Belichick stands like this, you know, with his arms crossed this way. So if you notice when Bill Belichick's on the sideline, he's like this. In other words, saying, you know, I'm going to call the plays, and I'm going to, I don't want to listen to what you say. I'm going to make those decisions. With Bill, you want to talk about Bill a bit? So when you see him, his eyes are real beady, and that means he's like in deep, deep thought, and he speaks in a monotone kind of voice. He never goes up and he never goes low. In other words, he doesn't want to reveal too much information about what he knows to someone else.
So he's super guarded.
Super guarded, but during the deflate gate, and if you looked at his body language, there were some gestures there of deception when he said, you know, I didn't know that much about it, the eyes closed for too long, and then he does make this sound. I don't know if I can make it, but it's like a...
Oh, it's a lip smack. A lip smack.
How do you do it? Yeah, it's like disagreement or discouragement with something. So it's like he's saying, this is beyond me even answering that question.
Wait, so you could tell, oh, sorry to interrupt, JB, but really, if someone keeps their eyes closed a little too long, that's an indication that they may be lying.
Yes, what happens when you keep your eyes closed like this, it means that you're trying to block out information from someone else who you know something, but you don't want them to know it's, because when you're afraid, you know, you close your eyes and you close your eyes and you close your eyes. So there's a normal blinking rate, like you're blinking at a normal rate right now, Jennifer, but...
I'm just going to sit here and stare at you.
But if someone keeps their eyes, for too long closed, it means they're blocking out information from someone else.
Interesting.
Well, so Belichick looks mad here. Do you think that he's just maybe on the defensive at all points now? Because let's face it, I mean, a lot of people, either you're a Patriots fan or you're all the other teams and you're against the Patriots.
He feels like the world is against him. Excuse me. Right now, he never wants to reveal too much information at all.
He's always got this just scour.
Well, maybe that's just his face, though.
Yeah. His personality is really dry. You know, you've seen him on the sidelines. The only time I saw him happy was at the Wind a couple of weeks ago when he had his girlfriend on stage and he kissed her. That was the first time I'd ever seen him glow that way. So maybe his life is a bit changed, but in the whole realm of football, he will never reveal too many things about himself personally, about his team, about anything, about any kind of play. He's a very closed individual. He's not that much of an encourager, I find, not like Dan Quinn, who walks around with all his players and says, you did a good job, you did a good job, you did a good job. He may not do that in front of us. Maybe he does it later on in the locker room. I'm not too sure.
Do you think a lot of the coaches, though, in the NFL kind of have that guard up when they're on the field?
You can tell a lot about their personalities. I'm thinking of Tony Dungy. Like, Tony's really laid back and easygoing, and that shows in the way that he paces. So even in the way that they pace, you can kind of tell what's their inside personality. You know, like I said, Belichick this way, Quinn is more open and hugging and things of that sort. So you can tell a lot about how they control their team by what kind of personality does that coach have.
What sort of signs should we look for in case they're frustrated with their team? I mean, when things are going wrong, that's really what I want to know.
Rubbing of the neck is a big sign of frustration, like, oh my God, I can't believe they just did that. That's a big sign of frustration.
And would we see, I know you said hands on the hips,
hands
sort of
on hips.
Ready.
It's like, think of a baseball player who struck out and he's going back into the dugout. You know, he's going like this and then kicking an imaginary object on the ground. You know, just
what if they just do like the whole just arms crossed, just mad?
It's like of course they're angry with you.
I can't even do it.
I would hate to do a bad play and then come off the field and know that my coach, or in some instances, some quarterbacks are really controllers of the team too. And I think of Peyton Manning. I think that if one of Peyton's boys teammates did not do well, I think when they got on the sidelines, they did not really want to face
Jan Hargrave, I'm so mad that our segment is over.
Okay, but do you have a prediction for the game real quick?
I think maybe the Falcons.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see. Guys, for more info on body language, you can always visit janhargrave.com.